Hello everybody, welcome back. Still with my fancy background here, which is the top of a filing cabinet I got on Amazon. But today I got for you kind of an unknown, couldn't really call this a pocket knife. Obviously it's advertising Washington State apples. This is another melon tester, fruit testing, fruit cutting knife, folding knife, that I've had a bunch go through this channel where I show them off. And this one's kind of interesting because it's got this really neat, it's still plastic, but it's got a really neat design, this sort of faux pearl white thing on there. It's pretty neat. It's got, it's got a crack here. The handles aren't perfect. You can see on this pin, the pivot pin, there's like a pin within the pin. And on this side, I believe there's more of those little cracks. Yeah, crack on this pin. So, it's aged, it's gotten used, so it's not perfect, but it's still just kind of a neat design and neat pattern. I'm calling it a Gerson knife because on the tang stamp it says Gerson, and it's got a number, but it also says stainless Pakistan. So I'm guessing it was made in Pakistan. It's interesting because I've had one come through that I found that also had Gerson on it, but it had France on its label and Boston. So I don't know the history or its travels, where it came from, if it came from Pakistan first and then came through here to Washington. The interesting thing on the other one, it was the same situation where I didn't know much about Gerson. I didn't know the meaning of France and things like that. But it was another advertising knife that was real long like this. And it was advertising for a sausage casing company in Washington State. And then, so it's interesting when I reviewed that and I saw this, and this is Washington State apples. So something about Gerson and Washington State are going hand in hand, but that's about all I know. It's a cool knife. It could probably use some oil here, but it's got a decent snap. It's a big snap for a big knife, and it's in pretty good shape. It's stainless steel, so there's no rust or anything. It's got this mirror finish and lots of my fingerprints on it. Yeah, it's pretty neat. This handle is what makes this knife. It's advertising for Washington State apples, and it's got that kind of neat pearl-ish shine on it. So yeah, this one's a neat one. I think this is the first Pakistani knife that's come through my collection. I only have a couple of them. My grandfather didn't seem to make a habit of buying Pakistani made knives, and in my research, from what I understand, that's a good thing. Pakistani knives are not known for quality. Apparently, it's a kind of a situation where they grab just steel off the side of the road and put a bunch of steel together and make a pocket knife out of it. So the steel isn't really well done. And so Pakistani knives do not have a very good reputation in the pocket knife world. They put out a lot of cheap stuff. And from what I understand, it's kind of the same situation that China has been in for a while. They just kind of flood the market with a lot of cheap stuff, although from what I understand, also China is getting better. There are some Chinese companies making good pocket knives, but I have not heard the same thing of Pakistani knives. They all are still kind of just cheap and mass-produced from people on the side of in their homes and stuff, from what I understand. But that's just from my research. I don't know for sure. I haven't traveled to Pakistan. I don't know. So please don't get mad at me if I've misrepresented. But if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Yeah, so that's gonna do it for this. This is pretty neat pocket knife. Not it's got to have deep pockets for this guy, so probably better to call it a folding knife. Anyways, hope you like that one, and on to the next interesting pocket knife. Thanks for stopping by. See you on the next one.